I love your mention of the diversity of thought because, I'm mostly in the data science space, and I've said that in some of my previous content where the good data science managers are going to appreciate the diversity of thought. And I think that applies to managers in general, and certainly in audit roles where, a team does a variety of different tasks. Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's very healthy to have that diversity of thoughts and the backgrounds. So looking at some of the other questions, Praveen asks, Sir, given the critical nature of your work, I'm curious to know if there is immense pressure to read and write every financial statement thoroughly. Does the responsibility of providing accurate reports become overwhelming?
From financial statements point of view, and that's quite external audit, focused, but it's something that I used to do as well. There's the principle of materiality. So when you look at an organization as big as the likes of like a Goldman Sachs or a Citigroup or whatever, the volumes and the numbers going through financial statements are huge. And there is simply no way, in theory, though, with data, possibly there is now, that opportunity to fully audit every single number, every single dollar, and every single cent. You cannot give that level of assurance, and that's why a lot of accounting firms have this principle of materiality. What are they prepared to accept as a material error that could pop up in a financial statement, and it doesn't overly represent something that would mislead investors, shareholders, etc., or regulators. And I think that is really key. But as we start to see, especially whenever it comes to regulatory reporting, there are huge numbers nowadays in terms of reports that are out there. And again, you can't get to them all. So you need to adopt what we call in audit a risk-based approach. Consider what is the most riskiest areas. If something were to go wrong, where does that create the biggest risk to the organization, the bank, or whatever, from a regulatory point of view or from a stability point of view, etc. And that's where I think you have to make that call. And that's where I would say, as an auditor and also as a data scientist and a data analyst, that's a really good skill set to have.